Hello, my name is Isaac Liu Xiang, and in this presentation, I will be covering the introduction part. Plagiarism is a serious ethical issue that poses a significant threat to scientific integrity. In a field of research where credibility and originality are vital, the act of presenting someone else's work or ideas as one's own undermines the very foundation of academic and scientific progress. Scientific integrity depends on the transparency, trust, and proper attribution of sources. When plagiarism occurs, it not only discredits the individual researcher but can also damage the reputation of institutions, distorts the research record, and erode public trust in science.
Hello, madam. My name is Muhammad Dzikry bin Amir, and I will be presenting case studies and the discussion. So first, we'll go to the case studies. Firstly, we'll look at the Jan Hendrik Schon, or known as the Bell Lab scandal. In the early 2000s, Jan Hendrik Schon was a prominent physicist whose groundbreaking work in semiconductors was published in top journals. An investigation revealed fabricated data, and plagiarized sections in multiple papers. Over a dozen articles were retracted. The scandal emphasized the vulnerability of peer review systems and the critical need for replication and transparency. The second case study is Elsevier retractions. Elsevier has retracted numerous papers due to plagiarism. A 2021 report found that over 500 articles across multiple journals were flagged for containing significant plagiarism, often involving authors from developing countries. This incident revealed issues in global academic publishing, including language barriers, lack of training, and differing academic norms. The third one is the student research plagiarism. Student plagiarism is a widespread issue in universities worldwide. In Malaysia, institutions have reported higher levels of copied content in these and research proposals. Some cases involve entire chapters copied from online sources or peers' past work. The lack of clear understanding of academic rating and proper citation is a major contributing factor. The fourth and the last one is plagiarism in AI generated content. With the rise of AI tools like ChatGPT, concerns have emerged regarding students and researchers submitting AI generated content without revision or acknowledgement. While these tools can aid writing, use them without critical engagement or proper citation blurs ethical boundaries and introduces a modern form of plagiarism. Now, I will go through the discussion. There are four parts in this discussion. The first one, plagiarism, as explored in this report, represents a profound ethical breach that threatens the foundation of scientific research. Through the lens of ethical theories, it becomes clear that plagiarism is not only a technical violation of academic rules but a deep moral failing with wide reaching implications. From a deontological perspective, the act of plagiarism violates the moral duty to be honest and transparent. Researchers are expected to credit the original contributors to uphold the integrity of academic discourse. When this duty is neglected, as seen in the case of Dr. Raj Persaud, it leads to serious professional consequences and public mistrust. Consequential Consequentialist analysis further supports this stance, as the outcomes of plagiarism, such as retracted publication, wasted resources, or an misinformed policy, harm the broader scientific community and the scientific community. The case of Jan Hendrik Schon highlights how falsified and plagiarized work can disrupt entire research fields, eroding trust in the peer review process. Virtue ethics shifts the focus toward character. Scientists who engage in plagiarism demonstrate a lack of virtues such as honesty, humility, and integrity. Without these core values, the authenticity and credibility of scientific work are compromised. Utilitarianism, which emphasizes the greatest good for the greatest number, condemns plagiarism because it undermines the utility of scientific knowledge. Misleading findings based on stolen work do not contribute positively to society, especially when they influence health, safety, or technological development. The ethics of care reminds us that plagiarism is also a relational betrayal. It disrespects the intellectual labor of others and erodes the trust between students, mentors, and institutions. In group work, plagiarism can create discord, especially if one member's action jeopardizes the integrity of the entire group. Institutions have a critical role to play in addressing these issues. Education and early training in research ethics are essential to prevent unintentional plagiarism. Plagiarism detection tools like Turnitin and Grammarly can aid in screening content, but they are not substitutes for genuine understanding and mentorship. Furthermore, group assignments require clear accountability mechanisms to ensure fairness and shared responsibility. The emergence of AI generated content introduces new complexities. While AI can support academic writing, uncritical use without proper acknowledgement may consult a modern form of plagiarism. Ethical guidelines must evolve to address this new frontier. In conclusion, plagiarism is not merely an academic offense. It is a systematic issue that demands a multifaceted response. Through education, institutional reform, and personal ethical commitment, the scientific community can uphold its values and ensure that knowledge production remains credible and responsible. That's all from me. Let's move on to the results.
Hello, madam. My name is ENGKU, and I will show you the result. The there is ethical analysis using deontology, consequentialism, ritual ethics, utilitarianism, and the ethics of care shows that plagiarism is fundamentally unethical regardless of intent or outcome. Its theory highlights the different aspects of how plagiarism harms individual institutions and the wider public. Institutional policies and education play a critical role in preventing plagiarism. Universities that implement plagiarism detection tools, clear citation guidelines, and ethics training programs are more effective at promoting academic integrity. AI-generated content is a growing concern as students and researchers may misuse tools like ChatGPT to generate work without proper review or acknowledgement, creating a new ethical challenge. Group work at complexity as one member's action can impact the entire group. Clear communication, rule delegation, and accountability measures are essential in collaborative tasks to prevent accidental and or intentional misconduct. Plagiarism remains a prevalent issue in both academic and professional scientific settings, often driven by pressure to publish, lack of understanding, or easy to access online materials. Multiple forms of plagiarism exist, including verbatim copying, mosaic writing, paraphrasing without attribution, and self-plagiarism. Modern tools like Turnitin and Identicate to help detect many of these forms but cannot always catch the subtle misuse. Historical modern case study, such as the Newton-Leibniz dispute, the scandal involving the Turkish Persaud, and the John Henrik Swan case, demonstrate that plagiarism has long-standing and severe consequences, including damage reputation, job loss, and retracted publication. So that's all for the result. Move to conclusion.
Hi, my name is MIRZAN MUSHAWWIR. So, for conclusion, plagiarism is a serious issue that affects the integrity of science. It can damage reputation, mislead research, and reduce trust in academic work. This study showed that plagiarism comes in many forms and is wrong for all ethical viewpoints. It often happens because of pressure, lack of knowledge, or misuse of technology. However, it can be prevented through proper education, clear rules, and tools like Turnitin. Institution must take responsibility by teaching students about ethics and encouraging honesty in both individual and group work. By working together to stop plagiarism, we can protect the quality of scientific research and promote a culture of integrity and respect.